find yourself feeling unsettled or maybe even a little bit frantic during this season, as great as it is and as fun as this season can be, oftentimes it leaves us feeling just that, just unsettled and maybe even unfulfilled. We feel like we're in this frantic pace trying to keep up and trying to keep up with events and get things done and shop and do all these things that we feel we're obligated to do and that come along with this season. And they oftentimes leave us with this just frantic feeling and this unsettled feeling. But let's be sure that we contrast that feeling with what Jesus actually brings and gives us, which is what we celebrate during this time. Jesus says in John chapter 14, and I know this may not seem like a typical Christmas passage, but it really does speak to what Jesus gives us and what he brings. John 14, verse 27, Jesus says, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Don't let your heart be troubled or fearful." You know, the world does give us things, or we can imagine that the world does give. The world sometimes offers, power, prestige, material things, but oftentimes those things come with a price. Oftentimes what the world gives comes with a heavy burden, a heavy cost, and it leaves us feeling frantic, unfulfilled, ill at ease. But not so with Jesus. Jesus gives in a much different way than how the world gives. What Jesus gives leaves us with peace, right? Jesus gives of himself. He came and lived and died on the cross and took our place. He died for our sins, and in the place of our sin, he gives us peace and a right relationship with God. And so if we would just simply submit to Jesus' rule in our lives, and if we would believe that he has secured our right relationship with God, then we would get peace. And so the more that we gaze upon him, the more that we imitate Jesus' life, the more that peace will be ours. And so if you feel unsettled during this time, even in this season of the year, gaze intently on Jesus and lay hold of the peace that he gives. Have a blessed day.